All right, so today we're going to be talking about the divine masculine and karmic partners. And so the first card that I get, which is very interesting, it's kind of talking about how the divine masculine is not being very present. It's kind of like he's daydreaming constantly about like what his life could be like. This card is saying like he's not happy with where he is. He's numbing out to how he actually feels, and it's seeming like he's using this third party energy to kind of ignore his feelings, like detach from his feelings in a way. And it's a lot about ignoring how he feels about you. It's kind of like he's trying to get away from this feeling of like this intense love that he feels, and he thinks that the only way that he can get rid of it, quote unquote, is to be with somebody else. And it's clearly not working because he's not happy. It's almost in a way like he's not honoring himself. He's settling for this other person because he feels like he can't actually have you. There may be some like unresolved issues here. It also feels like there's a lot of unworthiness. Yeah, it feels like he really desires to be with you, but he feels like he's not worthy. Maybe he doesn't really have a lot of like financial stuff. And I wouldn't say that he's poor, but it's more like he's still working on his finances and building himself up there. He's doing a lot better. He's doing, much better than he was, but I guess he feels like he wants to be able to support you more, and he kind of can't at the moment. Like, you may have children and he feels like he wants to be there for the children and support them, but he's still working through that. Like, he can't. And so he's saying, well, if I'm not good enough to be with her, so I'm just going to be with this other person because she's similar to the person that I want. It's like he looks at this other person that he's with, and he really just sees qualities within her that you have, because he's always been looking for you. Even in his other relationships, it's really just been you. And so it looks like here he's trying to like cultivate love with this person and really like go deep with her, and experience that deep love that he feels with you, but he really just can't. It's like his heart won't let him. Like, he may feel some type of love for this person, but it's not actually real. It's not really like a genuine thing. It's more of, oh, I really only love you because you remind me of my twin flame, right? You remind me of the woman that I want. But I wouldn't say that he doesn't care about her, like he's using her or treating her in this way. It's kind of like he's still confused about, what his feelings really mean towards you. And he's in this back and forth of like, I want all my dreams to come true, but I don't know how it's gonna happen. Right? Like, he doesn't really trust that if he breaks up with this person or he leaves their life, that he's gonna have every single thing that he wants. It's kind of like he feels stuck in, out of this power. He doesn't feel powerful in his life, in his relationship. Like, every other area of his life, he feels really good in, like his life purpose. He's getting his money straight in his house. He feels really good there. It's just in relationships and in his feelings is kind of like what's throwing him off his whole path. So let's go deeper into this. I feel like he's waiting for things to like get better, but in reality, deep down, he knows that they aren't. It's almost like he's in this denial of how he truly feels, because he knows how he truly feels. He's like, I'm in love with this other person, but I don't know how to say that. Like, I don't know how to admit it. I don't know how to be completely in it. And he feels like choosing this other person is also going down an easier route. Like, he doesn't really have to do anything to keep the relationship moving. It's just kind of like, it's just there. There's no really, it's not like a deep thing that he has to do, because she just stays because she stays. And like, she can feel that too. She can feel that he's not completely there, and not completely with her. So the energy is definitely present, and it's kind of like the feeling of like a slow letdown. Like, they both know it's gonna end, and it's already ending, but it's just happening in this slow process. But don't confuse slow with, it's like they're never gonna break up, because it's actually happening faster than you think. Like, it's happening right now as you're watching this reading, but it's just been a slow progression up to this point. That's what I was trying to say. And the other main reason too why he's kind of been staying in this relationship is because of the fact that he's trying to like fix this other person. He's trying to help her in a way, you know, because he's like, well, everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves that chance. And so because he has like this care for this person, it's like he's trying to force himself to be in it. And what he doesn't recognize is that, you know, it's only like hurting him, right? It's not benefiting him to be in this relationship. And that's what he's experiencing with the contrast, right? That's why your divine masculine probably has been in other relationships, because of the fact that like they're getting clear on what they want in a relationship and what they don't want in a relationship. And so karmic relationships suck, you know. It's not a fun thing seeing your twin flame with somebody else, but ultimately the purpose really of it is that they're learning something. They're getting very clear on their heart. And so that's what this person is helping your divine masculine do, is like getting very clear. And I don't feel like she's a really mean person, but she doesn't treat him like nicely a lot of the times. And so he's kind of like used to being in like a weird relationship, because he doesn't feel like he deserves this great love. He feels like he deserves this lukewarm love, you know, this love that's not that deep, because that's just what he grew up with. It's kind of like the relationships that he has been in the relationship that he's been in now, it's really all about how he's been around relationships as he grew up. You know, like his parents' relationships. I feel like his parents got divorced at a really young age, or he saw his parents kind of like stay with each other, but he knew that they were like settling or they were unhappy. And he thought that, okay, you know, I have to do this too. I have to go through this too. I have to have relationships that make me feel this way, right? Like I can't really have it all. It's not a real thing. It's like this fairy tale. It's almost like he looks at you and he looks at the relationship that he has with you and he sees it as like a fairy tale. He's saying, oh, it's too good to be true. I don't know how I can have this. Like, why do I have this? Why am I deserving this? Why am I deserving of this? He doesn't really think that he's a good person in a way. Yeah. But he's having this inner struggle because he's saying all these things. He's like, I feel like I don't deserve this. I don't know how to be with her. But his heart is like running to you. His heart is like running to you with open arms. You know, that's how he truly feels. He just wants to run to you, and he wants you to be in his arms, and he wants to like embrace you and hold you and just be with you, because that's how his heart truly feels. It's just he's caught up in like all these mind things. There's a lot of things going on in his mind, and he's trying to tone them down. But it just feels like he's going through maybe a dark night of the soul in a way. He's releasing a lot of things, you know, having tower moments. There's a lot of big things being stirred up right now. Like, this relationship is not lasting because he's feeling a really intense pull towards you, and he's trying to ignore the pull, but he can't ignore the pull. Like, that's impossible for him. And so he's tangling with his heart and his mind right now. But so there's another thing going on here too. He's deeply afraid of rejection, and he's like with this other person because he doesn't really care if she rejects him. He's like, oh, it's not going to really hurt that bad. He said, it's fine, you know, whatever. But if he's with you and you reject him and you don't want to be with him, that's like, you know, like a slap in the face to him. That would like crush his whole world. But it also may feel like he's holding on to some past wounds about your relationship in the past. Like, you may have rejected him in the past, and not in a bad way. Like, you know, again, you're totally allowed to set boundaries and do all these things. But in his mind, like, rejection is something so much worse, because it feels like it has to do with his mother. There's a mother wound here. Like, his mother rejected him so much, and so like he kind of replays that pattern again and again and again, and he recognizes that a lot of patterns that has happened in his relationship with his mother has happened with you. You know, like, it comes up for him to heal it, you know. And so like that's why he's so afraid of like you rejecting him, because if you reject him, then that means that he's completely unlovable. And obviously, like, these beliefs aren't, like, it's not the truth, but this is what he's working through. Like, this is what he's struggling with. You know, he has to have a lot of compassion for himself. So, yeah, let's keep going deeper, though. Yeah, he's not he's not having a lot of compassion for himself. He's not like even having the awareness of, oh, I just need to like be in this moment and recognize that it's okay for me to feel these feelings, because he's trying to push his feelings away so much. He's trying to deny things so much, just because of the simple fact that if I accept these things about myself, then I'm a bad person. But that's not the case. Like, he's not a bad person. He's just working through the belief that he is. But with all these new things like coming in, and obviously this intense pull that he's feeling, he keeps replaying in his head. He's like, should I just give the relationship a chance? Should I just do it? Should I just leave everything behind for her? And his heart is like, yes. He's like, yes, I want to 150%. Like, I don't care. But then it's like this logic comes up, and it's, oh, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? So it's like these fears are kind of circling his mind about what he should do. But his heart is very like set. Like, his heart is set on you. Like, there's no doubt about that. He's like feeling a very intense pull to you. He might have like already texted you, to be honest, but he wants to have some type of relationship with you. Maybe he wants to just have a friendship right now because he feels like friendship is safer. That could be what he's kind of walking into. Like, let me just have a friendship with her, so at least I can like have her in my life and like connect with her there, because he wants to genuinely connect with you. But he's not really like sure how to do it. So he's saying, okay, well, let's just do friends, because friends are like the safest option, and that's where he feels safest the most. Like, it feels like he doesn't feel safe in his romantic relationships. That's just something that he's working through. It's got nothing to do with you. He doesn't feel safe in his romantic relationships just because, yeah, maybe his parents have like very abusive relationship towards each other also. That could be a thing. But he feels like if he's just friends with you, then he can be safe in that space. And it kind of scares him too, because he feels the safest with you. It's like with this karmic partner, like I said before, and let me get this very clear because everybody needs to know this. He's only like with the karmic because he sees you. He sees you. There's something about the karmic that has attracted him to her, and it's a quality or trait that you have. He may be reminded of you. She may be very similar to you. She may act the similar. You guys may like even look alike. But the core of it is that he's only seeing you. He's only seeing you. That's it. That's the only reason why he's with her. There's not anything real. There's no substance there. Like I said, it's very like lukewarm relationship. Yeah. Like I just pulled a reconciliation card. He wants to reach out to you. He knows he's not like getting fulfilled in this relationship, and so he's going to be reaching out. I definitely feel that, because the energy is so intense. It's very like, I'm seeing him. It's kind of like I see him holding his phone and he's pacing around, like, should I call her? Should I not? Should I text her? Is this wrong that I'm texting her? But he's doing it. He's gonna do it anyways, like, because he loves you. Like, he can't help that he loves you. He tries to deny it. He tries to push it away, but it's not working. It's not working, and he's beginning to recognize that love. He's beginning to let it come up. Because you can't ignore that. You can only ignore it for so long. And yeah, he's tried to ignore it, but not anymore. And so, yeah, like everything he does with this other person, he really just thinks of you. It's like he's constantly in a comparing game, and he's pissed off about it, because he's like, why does she keep coming up in my mind? Why is she always in my mind? Like, why can't she leave? So she can't leave. She can't replace the things that he has in his mind about you. When they're doing some things, and I'm not going to go into detail, but when they're doing some things, it's kind of like he's thinking about you. He might like close his eyes and imagine you, we'll just go about that. Like that's what happens. And he just can't help it. He just cannot help it. He closes his eyes and he sees you. That's what it is. He may be having a lot of dreams about you, a lot of like signs coming up in his life. And every time that these things happen, it just takes him right back. It takes him back to like when you were together, or if you've never been in a relationship, like just the things that you talked about or you said, like the late night deep conversations, or the texts, or the calls, or the memories, maybe waking up next to each other in the morning and like watching the sunset, or like cooking together. There's every single day he has these memories that just come up, and fill his heart. And so he's just like, you know what? I think it's time for me to go. And so he's kind of like he's working up the courage to like say that, because he's really afraid of like hurting people. He doesn't want to be that guy. He's always been the really nice guy. He's always been like, let me not be horrible to people. And so he's just working through that, because he feels some guilt, but he's working through it, and he's going through it with ease. He even though he's numbing out to his feelings in one way, he's actually feeling his feelings in another. So it's like he's going through both, because there'll be periods of times where he's numbing out, he's not feeling anything, and then he goes into feeling everything, and it's very ungrounded. So it's not the best thing, but it's just his process. It's how he's working through it right now. And so with you, like, maybe you can help him by grounding yourself more, maybe like doing more meditation, or allowing yourself to kind of be healthier in how you feel your feelings, because you could be numbing out your feelings in some way too. So that's something to just look at, right? And just to make a note of. And so what else is going on? Yeah. And so, okay. As he's going through all of this, what he is beginning to realize is that he's always put other people first before himself. And so that's kind of why he's carrying on these patterns of, I have to take care of this girl, I have to make sure she's okay. I have to like fix her. But he's aware of that pattern. He's going, well, this isn't right. Like, this is not how you're supposed to have a relationship. It's supposed to be, natural. It's supposed to be not, you're not codependent on each other. You're just allowing both of yourselves to be, and you come together, and it's something like amazing. And so he has this awareness. And what I also feel too is he is getting into spirituality. He's getting into spirituality, and he's starting to do some work. Okay, it doesn't have to be like this really intense thing, but ultimately, this spirituality, this practice, whatever he's doing, is leading him to the recognition of like, yeah, it's always been because he has the feeling in his heart. He has all these images in his heart, but he's like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what twin flames mean. He probably doesn't even know what this word twin flame is. And so he just has this feeling, and he feels confused about the feeling because he doesn't know what it is. But with this spiritual work that he's doing, like, it's ultimately leading him to that. Like, okay, twin flames. There's this thing. There's this special connection that we have. That's why I'm feeling all this. Okay. And so he's going to have this big epiphany moment, and it's going to make even more sense. And on the outside, it may look like he's doing all these things for this woman, right? This other woman. But in truth, he's actually doing them for you. Like I said, he just sees you in this other person. And so he's like treating her like he's her twin flame. Well, she's his twin flame, right? They're both doing that. But it's just not working, right? So everything that he's building, everything that he's creating in his life is actually for you. And he's working on that. I feel like he's very life purpose driven, very, very life purpose driven. And yeah, he is fixing up his finances, and I don't feel like he's a poor guy though. Like, I don't feel like he's not wealthy. Like, he definitely is wealthy. He definitely has money, but it's like he sees it and he says, oh, it's not enough. It's not enough. But in reality, it's more than enough. It's just, he has these limiting beliefs about himself. He feels like if he doesn't have like every single thing in order and in check, that he can't be with you. Like, he's not man enough, He's kind of basing his masculinity on the outside instead of within. Yeah. But I just hear him like saying, he's like, I really just need a hug from her. Like, I just need a hug or some type of, touch from her. Like, even like a touch on the hand. It's like he's craving that. He feels like, when she hugs me or when she touches me, like, it doesn't feel like anything else. Like, he feels like home when he's with you. And he can recognize that. He knows that. And it's like, I guess too, he wanted to test out like the relationship. He wanted to see, like, do I feel this with this other person? Do I have these experiences with this other person? Does this happen with this person like it happened with you? And so he is doing that comparing game, but in that comparing game, he like it's helping him recognize that like no, he can't have this with somebody else. And he might have been with multiple people too. Like he might have had multiple partners and has gone through the same thing. But that's what he's actually doing, is he's just going through that contrast and being like, okay, no, this person is not my twin flame. Because in his heart, he's looking for his twin flame. He's looking for you. And like I said before, he just doesn't really have that awareness of like what that is, and how to really identify that. He's just basing it off how he feels, right? And every single feeling, every single spot where he feels love, it's that love for you. And so that's what he follows in his relationship, is the love part. And then, he gets in the relationship and, oh, it's nice. And then, a few months later, he's, okay, now I realize what's going on. Yeah. And so all of this, though, that we just talked about, when in his spiritual work, he's looking at his relationships and his patterns, because whatever he's doing, that's what there could be a guide or whatever. Like, I don't know if he has a guide or if he's just watching, seminars, whatever it is, but whatever it is, he's learning about relationship patterns. So he's taking that into account when he's doing his spiritual work. All right. Yes. And when he's doing this work, it's transforming the way that he sees you. Like I said, it's going to reveal to him that, you are his twin flame. And so it's really about like patience. You have to have a lot of patience here, because it's just him working out his stuff, and it's not this long process. I don't feel like it's this long process. It's going to happen very fast. It is happening very fast. I'm saying like in the next like month. That's what I say. Like, there's going to be a lot of expression here, because I can feel his heart, and his heart just wants to express all the love that he has for you. Like, he's trying to express his love to this other person, but it's not working. Like, he feels like that energy imbalance. And so he has all this love, but he doesn't really know where to give it, and all that love is for you. So that love it's very potent, right? He's saving that for you. And he's ready to express it all. He's coming forward, like this, the romantic things that you see in the movie, like the boombox outside the window. I don't know why I think of that. That may not be something that happens, but it's just like, all those cheesy things that you see in like the movies, like he thinks about, and he's like, I want to do that. I want to like just love. That's what it is. That's really what this whole reading is about, is he's recognizing that he really just wants to love. He doesn't want these lukewarm relationships. He doesn't want like the little smolder. He wants the whole fire. And every single person that he's been with has been like guiding him deeper and deeper to like the realization of that. And so there's no wonder why he's feeling so guided to you, because he will have all of that with you. And so it's like he's trusting his gut. He's like, all right, yeah, he's taking a chance on love. He's taking a chance. He's saying, all right, I know that these relationships are not good for me. I know that my patterns are not good for me. So I'm just going to choose to follow my heart and to go after what I love. And that's you. So he's coming to that realization really fast. Like, that happened pretty fast in this reading. So there's no need to wonder about like what's going on in that relationship. That's the conclusion. That's always been the conclusion. Like, for you to even speed up this process even more, it's really just stop focusing on the relationship that he has with this other person. Stop giving it energy and recognize the truth there, right? Like what this reading just talked about. He's really just only seeing you. You're his true love. Like, that's what it's about. And so the sooner that you recognize that, the sooner that he's gonna recognize that even more and really honor the pull that he's feeling. And honor the pull that you're feeling, right? Honor that, and don't be afraid to reach out or to take that next step. If that feels peaceful in your heart, then do that. And that's like your heart is calling to each other. Your heart is calling you both to each other, and so follow that. Like he's not feeling some other type of way. No, he's feeling you. So let that be known. Like I said, when he's having some stuff with his other partner, and I'm not going to say the word, but you know what I mean, he's thinking about you. So it's already there. Like, just make that step, go forward, right? You don't have to wait for your divine masculine to reach out. Like, if you're feeling that that urge and it's peaceful. Like, do that. That's the way of saying like it's time to move forward in your relationship. That's it. Yeah. It's time for your relationship to go deeper, right? That's what's happening here. You know, your relationship is just ready to go to the next level. It's leveling up. Yeah. So be ready for that. Don't try to control that either. Like, don't try to control your divine masculine, like, coming towards you. You know what I mean? Don't put your walls up if he's coming towards you. Like, let him come. Let the walls just wash away naturally, and let the way you connect with each other just be natural. Don't have any expectations, because the expectations will kind of like scare him off. Just let him come to you. Let him be how it is. Let him express himself to you. Yeah. Focus on love. That's it. You know, you both are very focused on the truth. Like I said before, he's very jumbled. But like at the core, he knows the truth. And so he's focused on that too. You know, he's working as much on your union and coming closer to you as you are. You both are doing it together at the same exact time. Okay, so you're not alone in that. Your divine masculine is right there, hand in hand with you. You're doing it together. And like, believe it or not, the relationships that he's been in is actually like helping him come closer to you faster, because he's experiencing all this contrast and it's propelling him into what he actually wants, which is you. Okay, so yeah, you know, you guys, you don't have to do this alone. I know it can be painful. I know it can suck and be really hard. But if you do want more support, please just go to the link in the description below and download our free introductory course. It's going to help you. It's going to help you attract your divine masculine. It's going to help you to have him stay in your life. And ultimately, it's going to guide you into your union and your harmonious union with him. So if you want to take the next steps on your journey, and you want to, you know, really step it up, and you want to have your union and claim it, just download that in the description. All right. Thank you guys for the reading. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. All right. Thank you. Bye.